For centuries, the Galactic Council ruled as the supreme authority of the stars. Their decisions determined the fate of empires. Their laughter dismissed the cries of the oppressed, and their arrogance silenced the voices of resistance. Among them, humanity was a minor player, a species dismissed as reckless, stubborn, and insignificant in the grand balance of power. That arrogance blinded them. When Earth sent envoys to the Council, begging for justice after the massacre of millions of its soldiers by the Varen Empire, the chamber erupted in laughter. Humans, one counselor sneered, are a species of noise. You bark, but you cannot bite. Let the Empire do what it wishes. You will endure, or you will perish. The Council will not intervene. The chamber echoed with mockery, their laughter carrying across the galaxy. That laughter lit a fire that would not be extinguished. It was not an army, nor a fleet, that answered first. It was one human commander, Arik Vena, special operative of Earth's Shadow Division. The man chosen for a mission no other dared attempt, to force the Council to acknowledge humanity's wrath. Arik's orders were simple in design, impossible in execution: infiltrate the Council itself. Not with bombs, not with assassinations, but with humiliation. Earth would no longer beg. Earth would be heard. The Council's fortress, the Spire of Concord, hung above the neutral world of Arcus, a living monument of alien craftsmanship. It was protected by fleets from a dozen species, layered defense grids, and shield barriers that made it the most secure structure in the galaxy. But its very security was its weakness. It believed itself untouchable. Arik descended in a vessel no larger than a coffin, wrapped in stealth plating woven with captured Varen tech. He slipped through the atmosphere unseen, docking with a maintenance tunnel used only once every decade. His suit adapted with every step, shifting colors and textures to match the environment. He moved like a shadow through the spire, his heart steady, his mind locked on the mission. He reached the Council chamber during its grand convocation. Thousands of delegates filled the vast tiers of seating, each wrapped in colors and sigils of their homeworlds. At the center rose the podium, a floating disc upon which the councilors sat like gods, looking down on the galaxy they claimed to rule. Arik climbed unseen into the rafters, planting his beacons across the chamber. They were invisible to scanners, disguised as harmless motes of dust. With each one placed, the Council's systems shifted under his control. When the last beacon activated, the laughter died. The chamber's great screens flickered. The Council's agenda dissolved into static. Across the galaxy, every channel, every transmission line, every holonet broadcast was seized. Then, humanity's truth appeared. The executions. The slaughter of human prisoners by the Varen Empire. Millions dying with dignity, raising their voices in defiance, even as the plasma fire cut them down. Their last words, their last faces, broadcast to the galaxy. And then, Arik himself appeared as armored faceplate reflecting the chamber below, as his voice thundered across every world. You laughed at us, you mocked our grief, you silenced our cries for justice. But humanity does not beg, humanity does not bow. You wanted to ignore us. Then you will witness us. Delegates shouted in panic, scrambling for control of their systems, but it was too late. Arik's message poured into every corner of the galaxy. He revealed the Council's corruption, secret dealings with the Varen Empire, the blood money exchanged, the promises of silence. Every lie, every betrayal, exposed for all to see. The Council chamber erupted into chaos. Arik dropped from the rafters, landing in the center of the floor with a crash that silenced the room. Soldiers rushed him, but he moved like a storm, one man dismantling entire squads with ruthless precision. He did not kill unnecessarily. Every strike was calculated. Every movement designed not to massacre but to humiliate. At last he stood before the High Counselor, who trembled on the podium. Arik activated his blade, its plasma glow illuminating the alien's terrified face. But he did not strike. Instead, he pressed a recording device into the Counselor's hand and whispered loud enough for every microphone to catch. You will speak these words, or I will end your council here and now. The galaxy listened as the High Counselor, shaking with fear, spoke into the device. By the authority of the Galactic Council, we declare the Varen Empire guilty of genocide, and we recognize humanity's right to retribution. Arik deactivated his blade and vanished into smoke, his extraction beacon pulling him back into the void. The chamber remained in silence, its leaders humiliated, its authority shattered. Across the galaxy, oppressed worlds rose in rebellion, emboldened by humanity's defiance. The Council's credibility crumbled overnight. And when Earth's fleets moved, they did not move alone. They were joined by species who had once been silent, now awakened by the human who dared challenge the Council's arrogance. The Galactic Council never laughed at humanity again because one human had changed the war.